And welcome to the Pastor's Podcast. Good to have you with me on this Thursday morning. And I hope that you had a good midweek service wherever you were in the world last night. We had a great midweek service here, great crowd, people saved, and someone baptized even in the last night's service. That's always good. And I'm always good to have visitors in attendance that will get saved, even on a Wednesday night. It's not uncommon here, Maranatha Baptist Church, to have visitors on a Wednesday night. That's one of the it's a pretty common occurrence. I'm not going to say an every week occurrence, but a very common occurrence to have somebody on Wednesday night. And I like that because it always gives us a chance to see someone saved and try to bring them into the church so the church can grow. And always exciting seeing what God's doing. I hope wherever you are, the Lord's blessing your work as well as we get towards the end of the summer season. Now, school's just right around the corner. This is normally that last weekend that people try to take their little excursion out. But let's be faithful to church. How about that? Let's not miss church. Let's be faithful. Let's see what God can do. And let's have a great weekend here, especially Maranatha Baptist Church. Let's do our part, being faithful and being in church on this Sunday. Today, I want to talk to you about a key to increasing your faith from Luke chapter 17 and verse 10. The scripture says, so likewise, he says, when ye shall have done all those things which are commanded you, say, we are unprofitable servants. We have done that which was our duty to do. Now, the disciples came to Jesus and they said, increase our faith. So they wanted the faith that Jesus had to be able to do the miracles that he did. Now, Jesus gave two illustrations on how to increase faith. He first tells them that if their faith was as the size of a mustard seed, that they'd be able to tell a tree to be plucked up by the root and their command to the tree would happen. Jesus was teaching them that it does not take much faith for the miraculous to happen. However, the key to increasing faith came when Jesus talked about them having a servant who plowed all day and came home, and his master tells him to fix supper so he could eat. When the servant was done, the master did not thank the servant because the servant was just doing his duty. Jesus gave the key to increasing faith, and that was that they just needed to do their duty of being a servant to God to increase their faith. It was in their doing their duty of serving God that they would find their faith to be increased. Now, there are two keys we find in increasing our faith. First, be a servant. Instead of seeking for people to serve you, you need to be a servant to God. Now, there's something about being God's servant that takes faith. Your faith will be increased as you serve God. You will never see your faith increase by sitting, but you will find your faith increase by serving. Too many want a great faith to move a mountain when they're sitting and doing nothing that needs a mountain to be moved. The mountain only needs to be moved when you're serving God. So the need of faith is only found when you're doing something for God. Great needs come as you serve God, and those needs increase your faith. Second, you increase your faith by doing your duty. So one of the greatest needs in our day are for people to simply do what they're supposed to do. Now, it is in doing your duty that your faith will be increased. My faith is increased by doing what I'm supposed to do. That is to go soul winning and to help people. Simply, my faith is increased by serving God. That's all it is. So by doing what I'm supposed to do for God, I find that my faith has grown. Now, you will never see faith grow by doing nothing for God. Your faith grows by doing what your duty is, and your duty is to serve God. Now, increasing duties is the greatest key to increasing your faith. Now, here's where it comes. If you increase your duties for God, you will find your faith will be increased. This is where a lot of people this is why a lot of people are not increasing their faith. So you want to see greater miracles in your life. That means that the greatest way to increase your faith is to take on more duties for God, and the need for more faith arises. So since I've become pastor, my duties for God have increased. I still do many of the same duties I did as an evangelist, but taking on the duties of the pastorate, get this now, has easily doubled, if not tripled, my duties. The result is that by taking on more duties, my faith has greatly increased. Now, why has it increased? It has increased because I face more obstacles and impossibilities which gives more opportunities to do that, for God to do the miraculous. And those obstacles and impossibilities happen because of the increase of duties. So if I want God to increase my faith, I increase duties. Those duties increase obstacles and opportunities and impossibilities. But the obstacles and impossibilities create opportunities for faith to be used for God to do more of the miracles in your life that you so desire. So if you truly want God to increase your faith, you first start by serving God. Just get busy serving God. You'll never increase faith by sitting, but you do your duty to see your faith increase. If you truly want to increase your faith, now here's the key, then take on more for God. The more you take on more for God, the more you're going to find that you're going to need God, because you're facing more impossibilities, more obstacles that you've ever faced in life. That takes more faith, and that faith takes more of God. And God, when God gets involved, the more that everything God does is a miracle. So the more that God gets involved, the more the miracles you will see in your life. My friend, we will never see miracles by doing nothing. We always see miracles by doing something. But if I want to see more miracles, I've got to do more. That's the key. So your church, if you want the miraculous to happen in your church, do more. Always ask God. And by the way, God will never put more on your heart to do than what he knows you can do. God knows what you can take. So you just trust God that God will come through, and he will. And you just believe God's going to do something great through the ministry and the life. As I take on more for him, he will always come through to show me his power to do the miraculous as I need. Well, my friend, I hope this is a great challenge to you today. Now, today and throughout this day, as we go throughout the day, look for someone you can lead to Christ. And then remember this, be good to everyone, because everyone's having a tough time. Have a great day, my friend.